this is going to be different. I'm not going to have a filter in here. I've learnt off another YouTuber, link in the show notes, and he set up a method where you put down normal gardening soil and then you put gravel and sand over the top of that, and that is going to become your substrate layer to produce a healthy bacterial colony so that you don't need a filter. You plant so many plants inside that you can dispense with that, and all I need really is just a light and maybe a temperature regulator. And we've got a cheeky little bit of pothos that's been growing here for quite a few years now, and it's kind of stalled a little bit. I want it to go all the way around, but you can see it's developed some roots here from when the old tank setup was present, and I'm going to encourage that even more, and this will be one of the plants going into this. I actually forgot I was supposed to be making a video showing you the landscaping or the aquascaping for my second tank. So since the last time I showed you the video of this, what I've basically done is got some extra pieces of wood, and this one today I've super glued some peat moss to it, and I've started putting in the gravel so that we can hide the aqua soil. Okay, that's where we're at. That's where we're at too, and then we're going to try and fill it. The reason for putting the gravel above the soil is so that you're not getting a buildup of ammonia, it's trapping it underneath that gravel. And what we're going to do now is then put some sand over the top of here so that it just breaks up the monotony of all these different oranges. Adding a little bit of water now, just to keep it moist, so that we don't have it so cloudy if I put all the water in. I'm just going to gently pour some water here. This water is from my other tank because there's bacteria inside this, which will be useful. Now I'll do some planting. This looks nice. I don't know what it is. I have no strategy because I'm not really a professional at this. This is my second ever attempt at landscaping, so I'm just going with what I think looks nice. Here's some grass I've got from another tank, which actually has the animals that are going to be transferred into this. Now, I didn't plant this properly the other time because I didn't know what I was doing. I know it's silly, right? Oh look, there's a snail there. It's a baby snail. That is my first homegrown snail. Not many of the plants have come up, as in I planted them properly, so that's good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean up some of the bits and bobs that are floating around, strip the water back down to about here, and then fill it back up again, because the ammonia is a little bit high. And then once I've put the water down, before filling it up, I'm going to plant a few more plants, and then I'm going to condition the water, and then we're going to get the fish inside. So excited. At the moment, I have two gourami here that are very bored in this holding tank. I tried to put them inside this one to go with the rest of them because this is basically the community tank, and they, I guess, figured that they were close enough to being gourami that they could attack them. See, the big one just took the smaller one, tried to make a bite out of him. But even this one tried to take out the dwarf gourami over there, and they are dwarf, they're much smaller and they're super shy. But then I also noticed that the Labanos also were taking pieces of them or attacking them, so I had to take them out, put them in that holding tank, and then get this tank sorted. Now you see how clear the water is? That's because I'm using this, which I watched this other YouTuber use, and I didn't think it actually worked, but you can see it does. And then we've got all these little Tetra size fish. They are going to go into the new tank. What I like about this tank is that it's next to the shower, so I can quickly drain this one and then just refill it. It's no effort at all. I don't know any of the names of these plants. Next time I'll make the effort to do so. But what I do want, importantly, is just as much plant as I can, as much plant matter as I can, while getting this ready. So we're going to replant this now. Now, because I'm so new to aquascaping, I don't know the extent that these plants will grow. Obviously these are taller, so they should stay at the back. And these ones that I've added are from the other tank, which are already planted to the roots to the tree, to the wood, sorry, just like over here. Obviously I know their size, that's why I want them on the end, so that you've got two hiding places on either side and then a central part which is more accessible when people want to see. But I do not know how tall all of these will grow. So at some point later, I might need to modify, rearrange, or just learn the lesson. And for the next tank, then I can be more strategic with it. So if you are watching this and you're a professional or you're just more experienced, I'm sorry if I'm doing it wrong, but that's just how it is, I'm afraid. Here with this pea moss, I'm going to be super lazy. I'm just going to tuck it into the corner, like so. Rearrange this part. That's how convenient it is here to do a water change. Put some of that in there. I bought this filter a while back. I don't like it because you need to put enough water in it to kickstart it. So because this isn't going to do any filtration, I'm gonna leave it here just so it breaks the surface of the water so that it does oxygenate the tank for the fish. Oh, I've just noticed this plant is on its side. I'm gonna have to dig that in. Now I can't push it into the rocks, so I need to put a rock on top of it to keep it down. There is a hole in the middle. I'll learn my lesson for next time. Put the plant in first. Right, the tank is all ready, so this is the moment of truth. We're going to release 2 shoals of fish, some shrimp, and then the dwarf gouramis. Now these fish are really tiny. I got 13 of these, but if the camera can focus on them, you can see they've got a blue highlight to their eyes. Well, the shrimp have gone. I can't see any shrimp now. Time to add the gouramis. Here we go. The 2 gouramis. This one is the female. And the male is already hidden away somewhere behind here. I'm going to feed them now and then we'll check back tomorrow morning. So it's actually been 36 hours and everything seems to be going fine. We've got our gouramis over here, always investigating, looking around, poking at things, which is great. And then we've got the 2 shoals of fish in the middle. We've got the orange tetras, and then these are called Lampeye, blue Lampeye. Here because they've got the sparkly blue glow around their eyes, which I think is really cool. But what's odd is I've lost 4 fish. I've lost already 4 of these, and I can't find them. They're nowhere on the seabed or the aqua bed. They're not floating around. They're just gone. And I even lost a Tetra. So I've got 8 Tetras, only 9 of these. At some point, I'm going to boost their numbers again so that they feel better with themselves. In addition to that, I haven't seen a single shrimp. They're all gone. They are there. I see the odd one now and again, but just coming in and looking around, there's nothing. And I've been watching the behavior of these guys, and they're not overly aggressive. In fact, I haven't seen any aggressive behavior apart from when they are playing with themselves. I really don't understand how I've lost the fish and the shrimp, but we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. Maybe if I disturb some of these hiding places, at least then I get confirmation that the shrimp are still here. So let's do that. There's nothing there. Nothing underneath there. Oh, I see one just poking about down there. So yeah, maybe they are hiding. And looking online, you can actually nullify any predatory behavior by the gouramis if you fill a tank with loads of little fish and loads of shrimp, so it kind of overwhelms them rather than have a few, because I did only have like 7 or 8 shrimp. So, well, I guess we'll just have to see. And also get some really obvious shrimp, looking shrimp, maybe, because then I could see them, but then so can the gourami. It's been a week and I've made some progress, and I've done the opposite of progress. Regress? I think it's regress. Yeah, regress, not regress. Regress is the other thing that's not regress. I bought the other fish as I said I would. There are plenty of Lampeyes and orange Tetras now, but I also found some lovely snails. I managed to buy 10 of those, and currently there are about 3 different species of snails in this tank. Most of them are babies, or they're these little nerites. I think the foliage is doing really well. We'll have to compare it to the beginning of the video, but it certainly looks fuller down at the bottom. I've added some water weed, just lazily just thrown it in with the cub for the time being. The moss is doing great in the corner there. It's growing up, and I want it to spread out eventually. Now it's getting colder in Hong Kong. I've also installed a water heater, but that does mean that the shrimp cannot live inside this tank because it's too warm for them. I've got it set to 26 degrees Celsius, which is fine for all of the fish and the snails in this tank. With regard to the snails, I think they all died of shock eventually. I found some of the gouramis eating them, and the shrimp was sort of like on the bottom of the tank. It's one of those mistakes that when you look after fish, sadly you make and you don't ever want to make again. So for the meantime, I will not put any shrimp in here, but I have done some research and there are some shrimp that you can put in at this temperature of 26 degrees, but I'm not ready to do that yet. I'll wait for the foliage to grow, and then they've got more places to hide. And as I noted earlier in the video, it turns out that the gourami are not male and female. I didn't get a breeding pair. I'm going to have to go back to the shop and ask them for a couple of females, maybe on special order. It looks like none of them are females. Now, again, if you're experienced, you would have pointed out the ridiculousness of me thinking they are different sexes. But the website I was looking at was only looking at the shape of the fin at the back and the belly, and I thought the bigger one was that female because it's got a curved top fin and a bigger belly. But no, the females are actually a different colour, much more different, in so much that they actually look boring and they wouldn't have these red-blue stripes. So again, you live and learn, and at a later date we will have more gourami in this tank. Overall, I'm really happy with this tank. I already think this has been scaped much better than the first tank, so that gives me a lot more confidence going into a third scaping at a later date, probably in a year, 18 months or so, who knows. I will provide regular updates to the growth of the vegetation now and again on the channel, but as far as I'm concerned, this is the end of part 2 of my aquascaping series. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.